6 partners send you a third of your entire business.
The things that endure are the models, it's the economics of the business itself. Most copy doesn't convert because people have to pause to understand it. And the moment they pause, they stop because it takes more horsepower than they're willing to dedicate to it.
Cold email literally saved Alex Hormozi from bankruptcy when his business was dying with 0 clients. Today, he uses the same strategies to rapidly scale every company he acquires. And the crazy part, he shares all of his cold email secrets completely free. That's why I spent hours going through his content to extract his most powerful cold email strategies. From his one-on-one targeting method to the psychology tricks that make prospects feel understood, plus the exact framework for writing emails that actually get responses. By the end of this video, you'll have Alex's complete cold email playbook. So let's dive in.
So let me give you the first rule that I have in terms of scaling a business. 1-1-1. One product, one avatar, one channel until you're $1 million a year. All right. So that means you sell one thing to one person in one way until you get to $1 million.
What Alex goes on to say is that most people, especially when starting out, try to help everyone. They cast the widest net possible, thinking it will bring more customers. We all done it, but it's a massive mistake. When you try to reach everyone, you're not speaking directly to anyone. Your messaging becomes generic and fails to resonate. It's like shouting into a crowd instead of having a one-to-one conversation. Instead, target a specific niche you know you can help and reach them on an emotional level. This makes selling easier and helps you improve faster. Think about it. Mastery takes 10,000 hours. If you split that across multiple audience or products, you're only getting half the practice in each area. So pick a specific cold email audience. Create a detailed ideal customer's profile. Craft messaging that hits their pain points and makes them feel the problem you're solving. Your goal is to make them think this person gets exactly what I'm going through. Being laser focused is the best way to approach sales. Now, this doesn't mean you can't A/B test or try new approaches, but it does mean you focus your fire instead of spraying and praying. Master one thing before you move on to the next. Maybe even be a bit more flexible with the channels, do some multi-channel outreach, maybe even messaging, try a couple of variants, but you should never mess with the audience you're targeting. Alex Hormozi explains this clearly.
And so what happens is, let's say you've got, avatar A, avatar B, and avatar C. The thing is that an A client might be able to spend 10 times more than a C client. And so what most people do is they take A, B, and C, they average them and say, okay, well, I'm going to charge 2x rather than 10x. And they sacrifice their margin and ultimately how much they're able to scale. Because believe it or not, there's still a ton of A's. So just serve them first. The best customer you have. This is the ICP, the ideal customer profile. This is what we're doubling down on in the service. Let's find that one customer, that one avatar to sell our one product to on one channel.
So stop splitting your focus and go ham on the targeted audience that has the most potential.
And so when I asked Ashley where her best customers came from, she said, probably the matchmakers and social clubs I partnered with. Because I was like, wait, 6 partners send you a third of your entire business. And she nodded. And I asked how she found them. She said, just Googled them and sent them some emails. And that's when I knew we'd hit a big gold mine. Those 6 partners found through basic Google search and a few emails accounted for 1/3 of her total revenue.
Alex shares the story of a woman who generated 1/3 of her business revenue from just 40 cold emails. Let me show you exactly how they found those leads. You can literally go to Google, click advanced search, and describe the exact leads you want. Let's say we're targeting UGC creators. You'll find thousands of them instantly. From there, script the contact information, format it using any AI tool, and you got leads for days. Upload them to a cold email platform like Salesforge, validate their emails, and you're ready to start outreach. But before you hit send, there's a crucial point Alex makes about what to do next.
And so then I was like, okay, how many emails did it take you to get those 6? And she said 40. Think about this for a moment. If you could send 40 emails and get 1/3 of your business from it, which before you had sent those emails would be a 50% increase, wouldn't you send more emails? And to put context on this relative to her revenue, that's $2,500 per email sent. Those metrics are absurd.
Here's where Alex drops the perfect question. If you sent 40 emails and got 1/3 of your business revenue from it, wouldn't you send more? This is the beauty of cold email. It's incredibly scalable once you crack the code. Most of us won't see those insane results from just 40 emails, but Alex's point is crystal clear. When you find something that works, you don't sit on it. You scale it hard. Found a message that converts, send it to 400 people, then 4,000, then 40,000. The math is simple. if 40 emails can generate that much revenue, imagine what 400 could do, or 4,000. This is what separates successful businesses from everyone else. They don't treat a winning cold email like a lucky accident. They treat it like a money printing machine and feed it more leads. And scaling is exactly what Alex did next.
First thing we did was build the list. The second thing we did was send the darn emails. So I gave her the goal of 10xing her existing volume. So she had done 40 over her lifetime. I said, why don't you do 400 in 30 days?
And the way I like to think about this is that there's a lot of people out, in the marketplace who talk about different methods. But what this is about a better model. And the thing is that methods expire. Methods are like one-trick ponies. Like you figure out a new DM hack, you figure out a new way to, get your content to go viral with a new hashtag. Whatever, right? Those are methods. Those are tiny tactics, but those change all the time. The things that endure are the models. It's the economics of the business itself.
This is exactly why those quick question subject lines that worked like magic 5 years ago now feel spammy and overdone. Everyone caught onto the trick, inboxes got flooded with them, and prospects became immune. That's the problem with tactics and methods. They have an expiration date. What worked yesterday might hurt your deliverability today. This is why you need to constantly A/B test new subject lines, new angles, new approaches to stay ahead of the curve. But here's what Alex means by models. Frameworks like the PPC formula, personalization, pain point, call to action, will never go out of style. Why? Because they're built on human psychology, not trends. Personalization will always be generic copy. Pain points will always drive action. Clear CTAs will always outperform vague requests. These aren't tricks that everyone will catch onto and ruin. They're fundamental principles of human communication. So while you're testing new subject lines and tweaking your tactics, make sure your underlying model is rock solid. The tactics might change, but the psychology behind what makes people respond stays the same.
What only you can say. So if you've done something remarkable or different, you want to say it. Proof will always outdo promise.
Alex hits the nail on the head here. Proof will always outdo promise. Your cold email should never make a claim without backing it up with evidence. If you say you can book 30 sales calls per month, don't just leave it hanging there. Include a screenshot of your calendar or a case study in the follow-ups showing exactly how you did it. If you claim you can make anyone go viral, show the before and after numbers from a client you actually helped. This is basic human psychology. Anyone can promise the world, but proof cuts through the noise instantly. It transforms you from just another person making bold claims into someone who has actually delivered results. That's why whenever I share cold email templates that I've used, I always include proof, either right after the claim, in the PS line, or in the follow-ups. Screenshots of replies, testimonials from clients, actual numbers from campaigns I run. I do everything to clear up the assumption that I'm a scammer or another annoying salesman, because that's the first impression that your prospect makes up of you. Remember, your prospects are drowning in promises from every salesperson who slides into their inbox. But proof? That's rare. That's what makes them stop scrolling and actually pay attention. Don't just tell them what you can do. Show them what you already done.
And so when you're giving your reasons why, what I encourage you to focus on is giving them the reason why to do the next step. And just that. Right? Every line of copy sells reading the next line of copy. And then those lines of copy sell the click. And then the click sells and then the landing page that after comes from the click, the headline of that page sells the opt-in. From the opt-in, it sells showing up to the next thing. It's that we just want to be very clear about our messaging one step at a time, because someone can't take 9 steps. We want to sell one step and be very clear about what we want them to do next.
I completely agree. Every line should sell the next line. And those lines should sell one clear action, not 9 different options that confuse your prospect. This is crucial to understand about cold email. You're not trying to close a deal in the first message. The email isn't built to sell. It's built to start a conversation that will eventually lead to a sale. That's why soft CTAs work so much better than aggressive ones. Instead of saying, book a 30-minute strategy call to discuss your marketing challenges, try something like, want me to send over the exact framework I used? Just reply with yes and I'll share it. See the difference? One feels like a sales trap begging to book a call. The other feels like genuine value. Make it stupid easy to reply and super valuable to engage. Offer to share a case study, send a useful resource, or give them one specific tip, not jump straight into sales calls. The goal is to get them thinking, this person actually wants me to help, rather than here's another salesperson trying to get on my calendar. Once you start that conversation and build trust, then you can guide them toward a call or a meeting. Remember, the email opens the door, the conversation builds the relationship, and the relationship creates the sale. To drill this into your head, listen to this.
Right? A confused mind does not buy, and a confused mind certainly does not click.
So don't overwhelm your prospect with multiple options, vague messaging, and marketing buzzwords. Just be specific.
Always have a PS statement. All right, now why do we have a PS statement? So it's a power sentence, which is what I like to think about it. All right, is that power sentence the two most read parts of advertising? Number one, the headline. Number two, the PS statement.
Alex is absolutely right. The PS is your secret weapon. It's the most read part of any email after the subject line. Why? Because people naturally skip to the end of the email to see how long it is, and the PS line catches their eye every time. It's like having a second chance to hook the prospect even if they didn't read the main body. Use it strategically. Drop your strongest piece of social proof there. PS just helped another agency owner book 47 qualified leads last month using this exact method. Or create urgency. PS, only sharing this with 10 people this week. The PS works because it feels like an afterthought, like you're sharing something extra or confidential. But really, it's often your most powerful line. Don't waste it on let me know if you have more questions. Use it to reinforce your main message or add that final push toward your CTA. It's such a simple addition, but it can dramatically boost your response rates. Never send a cold email without one.
Third grade reading level. Most copy doesn't convert because people have to pause to understand it. And the moment they pause, they stop because it takes more horsepower than they're willing to dedicate to it. So we have to assume that the prospect is in a rush, doesn't care about what you have, has below a third grade reading level, and is distracted. And that's the person we have to grab by the throat.
Nearly 1 in 5 adults read below a third grade level, and 54% of American adults read below 6th grade level. That's not small minority. That's the majority of your prospects. Think about what this means for your cold emails. When someone has to pause to understand a word or untangle a confusing sentence, they don't just slow down. They stop completely. Their brain switches from scanning mode to work mode, and that kills momentum. Remember Alex's assumption. Your prospect is rushing, distracted, doesn't care about what you're selling, and has limited reading ability. So why would you write like you're submitting a college thesis? Here's how to apply this idea to cold email. Skip the buzzwords like revolutionary or optimize conversions. Use work together and get more sales instead. Keep sentences short. One idea per sentence. No fancy vocabulary that makes people reach for a dictionary. No niche specific terms. Instead of we leverage cutting edge methodologies to optimize your lead generation infrastructure, try saying we help you get more leads using a simple system that works. See the difference? The second version flows effortlessly. Your prospect doesn't have to think, they just understand it. And when understanding is effortless, action becomes easier too. Write like you're texting a friend, not impressing a professor. Your response rates will thank you. That is, of course, unless you're in fintech or any industry that requires formality.
What I explained here, this is page 30 of the Leads book. He's trying to do this. He's trying to go from low trust straight to a sale, right? And in that scenario, he might sell a couple people, which he is. But instead, what I'm trying to get him to do is put some sort of valuable lead magnet first, which goes getting people from low trust to high trust, and then that increases the number of people who be more likely to buy from him after demonstrating value.
This is where most people completely mess up their cold emails. They go from zero relationship straight into buy my stuff, and then they wonder why they get ignored or marked as spam. Alex gets it. You can't jump from low trust to a sale in one email. There's a massive gap there that you need to bridge first. Instead of pitching your $5,000 service right out of the gate, lead with something valuable that costs them nothing. A free audit, a useful template, case study breakdown, or a mini training that actually helps them solve a problem. This does two things. First, it proves you know what you're talking about. Second, it shifts the dynamic from this person wants something from me to this person is giving me something useful. Once they consume your free value and see results, they naturally think, if the free stuff is this good, the paid stuff must be amazing. That's when trust shifts from low to high, and suddenly your paid offers don't feel like risky purchases. They feel like logical next steps. Think of it like dating. You don't propose on the first date. You build a relationship first. Cold email works the same way. Lead with value, build trust, then make your offer. The people who skip that trust building step might close a few desperate buyers, but they'll miss out on the majority who just need to see proof that you're worth their time.
The right offer at the wrong time is still the wrong offer.
This is exactly why you should never throw away old leads. Sometimes your outreach is perfect, great subject line, solid value prop, compelling CTA, but your prospect just got back from vacation, or they're in the middle of a product launch, or their budget is frozen until the next quarter. It's not about you or your offer, it's about the timing. That's why smart cold emailers reach out to old leads every 2 quarters. Set a reminder, circle back with something fresh. Maybe they weren't ready 6 months ago, but now their situation has changed. New budget, new priorities, new pain points. The beauty of this approach is that you literally never run out of leads. While everyone else is constantly hunting for new prospects, you're mining gold from relationships you already started building. Time changes everything. Don't let good prospects slip away just because the stars weren't aligned the first time around.
I have the belief that the more precisely you can articulate the pain of a prospect to that prospect, and even describe it more accurately to themselves than they can articulate it, they will believe that you can help them almost better than any promise that you can make them.
This is pure gold from Alex. When you can describe someone's pain better than they can describe it themselves, you instantly become the expert in their mind. Think about it. Anyone can make promises about what they'll deliver, but when you nail their exact frustration with laser precision, something magical happens. They think, holy crap, this person gets it. They understand exactly what I'm going through. But here's one deeper psychology. Once you mention that specific pain point, the prospect can't ignore it anymore. They have to face it. They feel it all over again. You're forcing them to remember the reality of their situation, that they're actually in pain and need help. This works because most people try to push their problems to the back of their mind. When you drag that pain into the spotlight with precise detail, they can't pretend it doesn't exist anymore. Suddenly, doing nothing isn't comfortable. It's painful. And you position yourself as the person who can make that pain go away. The key is getting specific. Don't say struggling with lead generation. Say spending hours manually searching LinkedIn for prospects only to send generic messages that get ignored. When you hit that level of specificity, the prospect stops seeing you as a vendor and starts seeing you as the solution to pain they can no longer ignore.
Perspective this, which is lots of text, that's plain text, maybe one hyperlink, that's all, not formatted to basically make it look like a real email that someone might send to you. That tends to be the best deliverability, which will ultimately convert more people for those more complex things. So if you sell services that are complex, I would lean towards that.
Alex is absolutely right with this. Plain text emails are your secret weapon for deliverability, and better deliverability means more people actually see your message, which obviously converts better than fancy emails that land in spam. Think about it. When was the last time your CEO sent you an email with animated GIFs, custom fonts, and 5 different links? Never. Real emails from real people are plain text with maybe one simple link. That's exactly what you want to replicate. No attachments in the first email, no images, no GIFs, no Loom videos, no fancy signatures with social media icons. And here's the part most people miss. Turn off your open rate and link click tracking. Those tracking pixels scream marketing email to spam filters. Send pure plain text. Make it look like something you would send to a colleague, not a marketing campaign. Save all the fancy stuff for the follow-ups. Once they replied and shown interest, then you can send case studies, video walkthroughs, and detailed presentations. With that first email, keep it so simple that Gmail thinks it came from a human, not a marketing automation tool. The irony is that making your emails look less professional, they actually perform more professionally. Plain text gets delivered, fancy emails get filtered, and you can convert emails that never reach the inbox.
If you make the offer good enough, you can move mountains.
This is what separates the cold emailers who get ignored from the ones who get responses. It's not just about the perfect subject lines or flawless personalization, though those matter. It's about making an offer so compelling that saying no feels stupid. Think about it. If someone offered to audit your entire marketing funnel for free and send you a detailed breakdown of exactly what's broken and how to fix it, would you ignore that email? Probably not. The best cold emailers don't just solve problems. They make offers that are so valuable, so risk-free, and so relevant that the prospect feels like they're missing out by not responding. It could be a free tool, an exclusive case study, a no-string attached consultation, or insider access to something they actually want. When your offer is strong enough, everything else becomes secondary. Bad timing? They'll make time. Busy inbox? They'll prioritize your email. Not actively looking for your service? Your offer makes them reconsider. That's the power of an irresistible offer. It doesn't just open doors, it makes people run towards them, barge in, and kick the door out. So before you hit send on your next email campaign, ask yourself, is this offer good enough to move mountains? If not, keep working on it until it is. Now, if you applied all of these tips and if you think you're ready to start sending cold cold emails, I suggest you take a look at a video here where I share exactly how to send 10,000 cold emails a day.